Welcome to Entrepreneurs Are Leaders podcast with Harry Sardinas. Interviews with world's most influential entrepreneurs that share tips about how to grow your business exponentially. Charismatic speaking, leadership, branding, marketing strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.
Welcome to Entrepreneurial Mindset podcast, and today we have a special guest, Julia. Julia, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Julia Jet Livingston of Stars Align.
Okay. Hi, Julia. So let me ask you the first question. Why you decide to become an entrepreneur?
Oh my goodness. I love this question. I became an entrepreneur because it was an accident.
By accident?
I didn't mean to be an entrepreneur at all. I have a history as a massage therapist, and I had met a chiropractor on the beach, and I asked him if he wanted to have a massage therapist at his office. Next thing I know, I'm shaking his hand and he's congratulating me on my new business. I thought he was going to hire me. And instead, I found myself having to fill a healing practice fresh out of massage school. And that's with a history of alcoholism and homelessness, all kinds of trauma. And so I had no idea what I was doing at all. Wow. And I had to start a business. I didn't have to. I could have said no, but I'm a stubborn person.
That's good. That's good. So what happened? He became your business partner, or he did a business proposal for you? What happened?
I was renting his office from him.
Ah, wow.
And so I'd rent his studio when he was, I'd rent his studio when he wasn't there. And he would send me clients occasionally, but it really wasn't enough to actually keep me going as a business. So I had to figure out how to get clients in and then keep them coming back.
So how you did that?
Well, firstly, I had to get guidance, of course, and I had to figure out how to be okay in my money mindset. You know, what happened for me as somebody who was homeless and going through alcoholism and all these things. And I mean, so much of that was a choice I was making. But to me, it was also really a disease of hopelessness because I didn't see a hope. I didn't see a future. And so I did what I thought was best for me. I mean, we're all doing the best we can. We're all doing our best. Everybody on this planet is. And that was the best I thought was possible for me. And so I had a lot of money fear. I had tons of money fear.
Everybody, yeah?
Well, I mean, I was a panhandler and I was really uncomfortable with money. And, you know, of course, I even thought that people that lived in houses like had a problem, you know, like just these basic things that most people take as natural and normal. To me, there was a lot of disorienting beliefs.
Yeah, you might thinking that these people are greedy. They have these big houses because they're exploiting people and things like that, right?
I just thought it was weird to live inside at all, honestly. And so, of course, even having a job, things like that didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me at that time. So when I got my own business, which I really, you know, as I said, I wasn't expecting that at all. I had a lot of fear around how to price, how to get people to come in. Are people going to like me? I mean, I had this massive fear of rejection.
How much do you charge them?
Huh?
Yeah, like how much you're gonna charge them?
Exactly. Yeah.
Very little.
I mean, it was very easy for me to just start that race to the bottom as fast as I could. Maybe if I'm the cheapest game in town, then people are going to want to come and see me. What I found out, that's not really what was going to attract the people that I wanted to work with. And at first, you know what? That wasn't attracting anyone at all.
It wasn't attracting anyone at all. Your life really, really difficult if you put your price lower.
Yeah, no one was finding me. No one was interested.
Absolutely. And you don't know what happened, yeah?
I had no idea what was going on. I'm the cheapest person here. And I mean, how is it possible that nobody wants the cheapest massage on this side of San Francisco?
Tell me about it. Yeah. Been there, done it, and know how it feels. I think that when 2008, I had a property business. It was one of my first business here in London, and they come the credit crunch, right? And then I have a lot of rooms that I had to fill. I had to find tenants, and I had this brilliant idea. Because it's credit crunch, let me do something. Let me drop the price. Let me drop the price of the rooms, and again I'm seeing like, wow, how come I have the cheapest room that everybody else and nobody wants them? And I realized after losing a lot of money with this strategy that my problem was no the product, is the capacity to attract clients, which have nothing to do with the price of the service. So, but nobody told me that. You had to figure it out by yourself, because when we don't know this is what we do, this is what we think that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna put it cheaper, and if I don't have credibility, I don't have authority, nobody knows me. It's a very good idea to be the cheapest in town. So like this, someone will come. But it turns out that that's not the case. Until you don't learn how to market and how to sell your product, you're gonna be stuck. So tell us about this journey. First, tell us about the transition regarding the homeless and the alcoholism. How do you manage to heal yourself and come very positive and very successful in the other side of the road? Because this is you have to be very strong with yourself, and requires a lot of discipline to actually break this type of habit. So what happened? Why you decided that this is enough and you're gonna change your life?
Well, it was not overnight by any means.
Absolutely, it's
was not an
impossible to be
overnight thing.
overnight. This is not an overnight thing. It requires a lot of work.
When I first started, well, the first time I realized that I didn't want to do what I was doing anymore, I was 23 years old and I was sleeping under a bridge in Tacoma, and I had rats running over my sleeping bag. And I had this realization that I don't want to wake up one day when I'm 50 years old and have to go panhandle up a fifth of taco at the corner store. And the thing is I had no idea what to do. So I just kept doing the same thing until I couldn't physically do it anymore. And so my body started to break down. My friends around me were dying from alcoholism. And I realized, you know what, this isn't how I want to go. So I went and stayed with a cousin for a summer, and I worked for him. And in that time, I was able to get some space from me and alcohol. And when I came back, I skipped a whole
heal
thing.
yourself?
The first time, yeah. The first time I worked for my cousin.
You went to work with you go there, your cousin give you a job, and you start to gradually yourself stay away from the alcohol. That's amazing.
Yeah. And I mean, before that, I still had an alcohol problem, but I was staying with a boyfriend, and that's where I went to massage school. He taught me how to surf, and surfing, I mean, changed my life, but I don't want to make this a surf podcast. Surfing changed my life, and it gave me the ideas that I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to work at a warehouse. That's what I was doing. I didn't want to work at a 9 to 5. I wanted to surf my brains out every day. And so I went to massage school at night, and I was working at the warehouse during the day. And then so when I went to go work for my cousin at the end of that summer, I got my certification in massage. And then I went back to San Francisco, and I started working at spas and things. And then by the end of that year, I had my own business. So I had only been certified for a few months before I'm handed.
So what happened with your previous friends? You didn't hang out with them anymore?
I'd see them occasionally, but more and more so, it wasn't of interest to me. Now, at that time, now I have recovery. I'm really into recovery because I did relapse in the middle there. But at that time, there was a lot of stigma for me around recovery. So I didn't have a community other than the people that I had been hanging out with.
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, so I was still.
If you don't have any community, you will come back to the friends you have, and the friends you have. This is part of their lifestyle.
Yes, exactly.
And
things started going wrong.
And actually, if you say I don't want to drink, they're gonna look like you're a stranger. How come you don't want to drink? Come on,
Totally.
what's wrong with you? So then, even you have to drink if you don't want to, right?
Yeah, totally. And the thing is
very addictive. It's a very, very hard, because it has a chemical composition goes into your body.
It does, yeah.
It's really, really, really hard to overcome that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I congratulate you. So tell us. So you start to put yourself apart from the peer for the community.
Yeah, I
For
did.
your own
And
good?
well, what happened was I did end up relapsing when things got hard. You know, things started going wrong in my business because it turned out I wasn't zoned in the right place. We got it all figured out. I thought I was going to lose the
Like every
business. I mean, at that point, I had regular clients. I had the money coming in, and things were going better than I could have imagined. Now, if we just fast forward a little bit, because what ended up happening was COVID happened, and right before COVID happened, I discovered recovery, and I was about 6 months into being sober when I first started going to meetings and working all of these things that are in recovery. And then COVID happened and I couldn't work. I
depression.
left. So I left San Francisco. I left my family, my friends, my business, everything I knew. And I moved to Northern California, like up in the redwoods. And
Wow.
I've been here ever since, and I started a new business here. And now the thing is that I was terrified before of moving here or starting a massage practice here because there's a lot of healers here. There's like a ton of competition, and that scared me. That scared me big time. But the thing is I had a great coach. Her name's Rebecca De Azevedo. She specializes in working with massage therapists. And so, of course, it's like I call her. I'm like, Rebecca, help me! I'm moving to this new place. There's tons of competition. What do I do? And she signed me up for a program, and we got started. And in a year and a half, I'm working 3 days a week in my private practice, and it's a 6-figure business. And I mean, at this
Fantastic.
point, yeah, and that's just been a consistent thing now. So now that's just a consistent thing, and so now that that's consistent, I'm coming up on 5 years completely sober. I have this 6-figure business, and I get to help healers heal their relationship with money and business. Because I feel like for healers especially, there's a lot of societal beliefs that it's not okay for us to accept money. It's not okay for us to charge. It's not okay for us to charge what we need to not just survive, but to really thrive. And the thing is if you're a healer and if you're struggling, then it's going to be really hard for you to show up 100% for those clients that you really care about, that you're here to heal, that
Absolutely.
you're here to show up for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with and there is a huge tendency of that everybody in this space and the healing space, they have an issue that they don't want to charge. They don't want to be seen that they're charging money or they charge very little. They are because they want to be a contribution for you, and I get it. But it's very difficult to work with them in order to shift the mindset. And I think because you have been there, because you have those challenges yourself, you understand 100% what are the what is going what are the mindset that they have, and these have to change. At the end of the day, is a business. You have to charge for your services. You have to live. And again, at the I always when I do conference and I talk about this subject, I always tell them, okay, think about the musician. Okay, when here in London, when you see a musician playing, you give him money. So why do you give him money? Because you want him to keep playing this beautiful music. So that's why if you don't give money, the musician won't be there. So it's the same with your business, right? When people pay you and pay you good for your services, they're supporting you. They want you to keep going. You have been a great contribution for them, and that's why they want to be a contribution to you. They want to pay you for your service, and they're happy to pay you.
Yeah.
I have clients that I said I charge you 5,000. They said I'll pay you 10. I'm like, why you pay me 5K more? And I say no, because I don't. We deal with fear. I help a lot of people with the fear of public speaking. And I have people that tell me, no, I will pay you 5 more because I already spent like 150 and nobody has helped me with that, and you already helped me. I'm so happy. So sometimes the people are so grateful that they're even happy to be a contribution for you more than what you even expecting. So, and the mindset about that is difficult, especially in this space. So, how you identify that this is a niche that you like to work and that you like to work? This you how when do you have the realization that this is the niche market that you want to serve? And if there is a niche in the market and there is a market in the niche, apparently yes, because you have your clients and people are coming there to see you. So how you realize that this is the market that you want to serve? By accident also, probably.
Not so much. It's really something that I felt within myself, and it's something that I noticed in not just the community I'm in now, but in the communities that I've been in as a healer. Money is a topic that's going to come up no matter what. And pricing is a topic that's going to come up among entrepreneurs. And money and pricing among healers is such a sensitive topic because we want so very much
I agree 100%.
to really feel spiritually aligned with what we're doing. And is it okay to be spiritual and make money? And the answer is yes. In fact,
absolutely,
it's incredibly spiritual to have and make money and be able to be generous and give to others in ways that you can only do with money. I mean, we can be helpful, we can be generous without money, but you can have such a greater impact when you're well funded, when you're thriving, and you can show up at a higher level. And I mean, just the feeling that radiates from us when we're truly thriving is so much different from that when we're struggling or we have to overwork because, imagine having to massage like 30 people in a week, that would be absolutely exhausting. And yet there's people pushing to do that just to make ends meet. And it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't.
I agree 100% with you. And people have to work on themselves. I think that the entrepreneurs, we all have to work on ourselves, and this what we call it negative baggage. So even when you start in a business, it's actually very common what you describe, more common than what you think. So people start the business and they say, okay, let me charge the cheapest price and let me to see if I have more clients. And then what happened, because you start and nobody knows you, you attract the wrong clients, you attract the wrong suppliers, you attract the wrong thing, and things are not working, and you start to work hard, and while you developing the skill to become an entrepreneur, a lot of negative baggage is coming to your mindset.
Yeah.
And sometimes a client told you, oh, that's too expensive. Maybe he just couldn't afford. Now that goes inside your head, and now you say, oh my God, I have to put it even cheaper. You believe what the client told.
Too expensive for one person might be too cheap for another person.
Absolutely. And the other thing that is very important is that how economy and society works, okay? Because 80% of the people don't buy in price. That's after my realization. When I dropped my price, I went into the subject deeply because I realized that I was like, why people are not buying if I'm the cheapest? And I couldn't understand, so I went deep into the subject. And this is what my research find out. My research find out that 80% of the people don't buy in price. Otherwise, look the cars that everybody driving, look the phones that everybody have, look the clothes that everybody's wearing, and you will realize that 80% of the people that are everywhere, they don't buy on price. Or who buys on price is 20% of the population that doesn't have more options. Okay, like for example, if you are, to give you an example, a mom with 12 kids and you have one salary, of course, and you're a single mom, yeah, absolutely that you have to buy on price because you have only one income and you have to save all these kids. That makes sense. But this is an exception out of what is out there. Where the 80% of the people, they buy because they see the relationship with value, and they willing to pay an extra for that value. And actually, when you put it the price cheap, it's a misalignment that the price is cheap because it's not enough value, and the people buy value for money. I think I just sent my girlfriend, which is buying dresses. Yeah, I go with her. I'm not going to buy the dress. I'm observing her buying behavior, which is very interesting what she does, when we got out for a street in London, she goes to one shop, she look at the dress, she goes to another one, she's looking at the dress, looking at another one, and after she looks 4, 5, 6, whatever, then she come back and pick one. She's not picking the cheapest one. Sometimes she's not picking the most expensive one. She's picking the dress that has more value for her money and for the budget that she has for the dress. So
Yeah.
if her budget is £200, to give you an example, she's looking for what is the most value dress for these £200, yeah, in terms of design, in terms of quality, and yet if she find for 220, 250, 500, she might go for it if she really like it, but not always is the case. Because the buying behavior of the human beings is like this. We want to buy them for the value that we see. So the problem is never the price. The problem when people said, is somebody asking you for discount on your product or service, is because you're not communicating the value effectively.
Yeah.
Have nothing to do with the price of your product, correct?
Yeah. People are paying for results. They're not paying for the trip.
Absolutely.
They're paying to be, nobody's paying for the trip to Tahiti. They're paying to be in Tahiti.
Absolutely, for the end result. So if you don't communicate that effectively, of course people will ask you for discount. Of course because people don't see the value. The people don't see the value, so why should pay that much? I don't see the value, but the people don't see the value because you're talking about the trip. You're not talking about arriving to Haiti, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
So, and it's difficult. I think that sometimes going to this journey that. So let me ask you a different question. How you realize that you actually have to work on yourself and to find a coach that because this is not often. There is, I know a lot of massage therapists or whatever that they spend all their life charging cheap, working really really hard on the charging, and they have really hard life when I don't have to. And we believe that every entrepreneur should have a beautiful life because we create jobs, we bring value to the society. And it's not fair, while a lot of things happen there, that entrepreneurs end up doing worse than a job, because the job, at least 9 to 5, you leave sometimes. Because if you're charging too cheap, then you need to work Monday, Sunday, and in the mornings, in the evening, X, Y, and Z. And then these entrepreneurs doesn't have a life. Then when you dig down, there's a problem with the wife, problem with the children, talk to them, the wife doesn't talk to them, they're still stuck in that business. And he thought about this mindset that is there. And sometimes people get stuck and never overpass that. So where do you find the strength to say, okay, hold on a minute, I want to work on myself because I'm running this business is not running me. And if I keep doing the way that I was doing, charging cheap and working, this business can literally kill you because you're working as a massage with so many hours and it's exhausting because it's physical exercise. Yeah. So when do you make that call that, hold on a minute, if I don't change, this business is going to kill me?
Yeah. Well, for me, what my problem was at the time was that I didn't have clients and I was still working in a spa to keep my business going. And I knew that I had the talent. I knew that I had the touch, and I knew that I could heal people with my hands. And my problem was that nobody was walking in the doors, and those people that did walk in the doors, they didn't come back. And was I asking them if they wanted to come back? No, that was a problem. But I didn't know that. I had no idea. What happened was, you see, change happens in an instant and it happens unconsciously. We can try and try and try to change, but as long as we're trying, the change isn't happening. Absolutely. So when the change happens, it happens instantly. And so I can't pinpoint the moment, but I can tell you that it happened when I was I couldn't take it anymore. I just couldn't take it anymore. I had been trying for too long. I was certain that I was going to shut down if I didn't do something differently. And I had just gotten back from Hawaii, studying more massage, studying Hawaiian massage. And I realized, like I really have something I want to share with people. I want to be able to share this. I want to be able to heal. I want to have my own business. I want to be successful. And so I hired a guide. I hired somebody who had already been there, who had already been successful, who knew what she was doing, who could walk me through that path.
The best thing you did.
Yeah, I'm glad I did too, because I mean, it changed my life. I can't imagine. I mean, I can only imagine that if I'd kept doing what I was doing, then of course I would have shut down.
Absolutely.
And then who knows, maybe, who knows what would have happened from there. So every day I'm incredibly grateful that I reached out for help, because reaching out for help and getting
And this is the right thing to do. You see a lot of talks, some people say, no, you don't give up in business. Don't give up. You keep trying. Okay, hold on. Don't give up. Let's look into this. Because when have you seen a fly going through a glass window? You see? It doesn't matter if it doesn't give up. It will never go through. If you keep doing the same thing, you're not going to have a different result. It doesn't matter that you don't give up. So if you don't change your approach, so they don't give up, that everybody's talking about in all these videos on YouTube, they are forgetting to add something into that part, which is, don't give up, but change your approach.
Exactly, yeah.
Because if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to have exactly the same result. Nothing is going to be different. And if you are in that cycle that the clients, you cannot find the client not returning, they think you need to do something different, because the trial and error is very expensive thing to do. Now, hiring a coach, hiring a mentor, someone that had done it and they had the blueprint, that is the most cost effective, and a great thing to do. And sometimes you have good coaches, good mentors, bad mentors. This is another topic. Eventually, you will find the right person that actually can help you and can guide you. And this is a more effective path that you're trying to figure out yourself, because, like I said, most of the entrepreneurs, they started by accident. They have a product, they sell it, somebody pay for them for it, and there you go. They are in business, and now they need to learn everything about how to find the clients, about marketing, about the accounts, about this, about that, and then you go inside this thing that you have to learn a lot of things that you didn't even know that you have to learn, right?
Totally, yeah. And I mean, that's such a huge reason why I wanted to become a coach too. The change that I got to experience in myself is the change that I want to see in other people.
Exactly.
Especially with healers too, because I know that when we have real money, then we have real power. We can actually create the magic that we want to see in the world.
Absolutely.
And healers are incredibly empathetic, caring people. And if we're actually
they do deserve to get paid. They do deserve to get paid, and they do deserve to get paid well, because they give a big contribution to the people and to entrepreneurs. Like I said, we are on the space. We have a large relationship with a very large community, thanks that the partnership that my girlfriend Lily have with Mari Diamond from the movie The Secret, which is brilliant. She's like the number one Feng Shui expert in the world, right? So. So you can organize your house, your desks to bring more love, more abundance, more great things to your life, right? But let me tell you something. She's not cheap. she's one of the most premium prices because she have clients like like the top celebrities in the world have been the clients. So imagine that you go to a celebrity that is a billionaire and you go to say, oh no, you know what, I charge very little. It doesn't make sense. A billionaire doesn't have money problem. So the whole thing is that how you communicate that value, and how healers go through that journey of they work on themselves, because what happens is they're trying so hard to help other people that they forgot to work on themselves and to work in the finance part of the business, which is what is going to keep them alive and keep them in power and keep helping a lot of people. And when you talk with the healers, they say, no, I want to help uh, everybody. Well, if you are not successful, you won't be able to help anyone.
Exactly. We can't help anyone if we shut down.
You can,
And
it's
there's no certification programs for healers, whether it's massage, whether it's acupuncture, whether you're getting a certified coach training, transformational healer, dietitian. They don't give us the business training that we need to be successful. We just get the certification so we can go forward and help people. But where are they? How do they find us? How do we find them? How do we make that connection? How do we attract them? And once we have that really clear message, that's when we become the beacon. That's when people find us. Because when we're clear about who we serve and we're confident in our pricing, when we're confident about our offer, then people see us. They can see the magic radiating from us. They can see the transformation in their future. They can see the results that they're going to get. And that's where we truly want to stand. That's where we want to stand in our power.
Okay, very good, Julia. So can you share with us what are the 5 steps that healers can do to find the true value?
Yes, I can. The first step that healers want to do is really align their money mindset. Money mindset is incredibly important. And I know that a lot of people talk about it and it sounds kind of like a buzzword because it's important. That's why. That's why people talk about it. That's why it's a buzzword. It's because we need to have that. And once we get a money mindset that's powerful and empowers us and we're aligned with, that's when we're going to find ourselves stepping into the next level of our identity. Now, the next thing, the second part 2 that we have to do is have a clear message. Now, this clear message, we want it to be directed at a specific group of people. We don't want it to be out for everyone. We can't help everyone. There's 7 billion people out there. We can't help them all. But when we're clear about who we can help, then we can create real connections. And the third thing that we want to do is we want to create irresistible offers. And these irresistible offers are going to be perfect for those clients that we want to attract. These people that we're creating connections with, we want to really understand what they need. We don't want to be entrepreneurs just so we can hear our own voices. We want to create these meaningful relationships and connections so that we can help people get to where they want to be. And that's where we're going to create our offers from. And from there, once we have these irresistible, wonderful offers, that's where we get to price with confidence. We get to see the results that we're creating for people. And instead of charging by the hour, we get to charge by the results that we're creating in our clients' lives. And lastly, so important is to create collaborations and amazing referral partnerships. When we have a network and we have a web of people around us, or even a web that stretches around the world, that's even better. Because just like we can't help everyone, it's so helpful to know those who can. And when they know us and we know them, then, oh goodness, look at how many different ways that we can help someone. And it doesn't necessarily always have to be me helping someone. It doesn't always have to be Harry helping somebody. It can, we're going to know a person who's going to be the perfect fit. And that's one of the most magical things that we can do to create these really meaningful relationships. And all of this referral and partnerships and collaborations, it's like a big swirling cauldron and it all comes back. And it's part of the magic.
Absolutely. And with that note, thank you so much, Julia. And if the healers from our community or everyone is listening this episode from the podcast, how they can contact you and how the process works, can you share it with us?
Yes, you can find me at juliajet.com. And how the process works?
Yes.
Okay. Which process?
when they contact you, what happened? You talk to them, you give them free consultation, they go into your office, you is in Zoom. How does it work?
That's great. Well, there's a lot of ways that you can get in contact with me, and you're always welcome to book a call. You can also get a Sacred Money Archetypes reading, which will help you understand what your strengths and challenges are around money. And we can talk about how that works for you in your business so that you can really empower yourself around money and empower your business.
Absolutely. And with that note, thank you so much, Julia. That has been very interesting topic. And I think it's going to help a lot of people out there. And for every single one of you following in our social media and in the podcast, see you in our next episode of Entrepreneurs Are Leaders. Bye for now.
Follow us for more on charismatic speaking, leadership, exponential business growth, branding, marketing, strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.